He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Well, hello everyone and welcome. My name, of course, is Don Bain, and I am the Gadget Professor, coming to you live and in color from our Scottsdale, Arizona studio. We are on show number 281. I think I have a real interesting show for you today. This is a device that's actually been around for a while. I've been reluctant to cover it for a variety of reasons. One, it was a little bit kludgy, but now it's definitely ready for prime time. Let's take a quick peek at it. This is what it looks like. It's called the MQ Plus, and it's a small appliance box that you're going to hook up to any kind of a monitor. It has all kinds of outputs, so you do have the ability to hook this up to pretty much anything that you like. And what this will allow you to do, actually, it will allow you to do a lot. You can surf the internet. You can actually load all kinds of Android apps, anything that you want. This will hook up to your TV set, to your monitor, and this will also, with the proper software, and I'll let you in on a secret, the proper software comes loaded with this. It may even let you watch some movies, and we'll get into that in 1 second. So let's do a little house cleaning right off the bat. As you know, our show comes out every Thursday evening, and we talk about what else? Gadgets. I also have apps and all kinds of things. You can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, and let's get that up there. That would be thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. I love hearing from you, and I do try to answer all my email. We also have a great Rebel Mouse page, and that's going to look like this. And what it is it's a synopsis of everything that we tweet during the day. And I tweet a lot. You can get me at Gadget Professor. But if you don't like to listen to tweets all day long, just go to the Rebel Mouse page and subscribe to it. This has everything that we tweet about, and essentially it's every gadget that comes up almost every half hour. So you can go back to this page 20 times a day, and you're going to find a new, really cool gadget. I look at this page all the time just to see what's new and interesting, and it's a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. You may ask, how do I get to this Rebel Mouse page? How do I subscribe? Real simple. Just go to our main webpage, www.thegadgetprofessor.com, and over on the right-hand side, scroll down, and you'll see right here, newsletter. Just put your email address in every Thursday evening. As soon as the show is ready, you will get the show notes in your email for absolutely free. I don't send out your email. I don't send your email to anybody. It's only to get the newsletter exclusively, and you will find everything that we talked about in the show hot linked, and you'll also find a little button that you can click on and subscribe to the show notes. So definitely check that out. So let's get right into it. As I said, this device has been around for a while, and let's get it up here so we're talking about the right device. That would be very helpful, don't you think? This is the MQ Plus, and as I said, it's an appliance box, and it's got a lot of inputs and outputs on it, and you're going to essentially hook this up to any monitor or even television set that you have, old or new, which is what I like about this. Now, this is a complete computer. Essentially, you're using the Android platform. This has an SoC Amlogic 905 quad-core ARM Cortex-A53 at up to 200 gigahertz. So it's reasonably powerful. And this is your own computer, just like you would use the Windows platform or a iOS platform on your Mac. You're going to use the Droid platform, and this is a portable computer. You can literally, if you want, put this in your pocket. It has 1 gig of memory, and it operates Android 5.1. It has an HDMI output, which is really, really nice. And it has all the video codecs. This will go up to 4K, folks. Yeah, if you have a TV, a monitor that's 4K, this will actually pump a very, very nice, clean signal to it. And audio, it will carry through HDMI, AV, coaxial, the S, or the what I call the SpeedIF, which is an optical audio cable. really nice. Now, if we look at this, yes, it's absolutely Ethernet compatible. It wouldn't work if it's not. You can use either a cable, your Ethernet cable, or of course it comes with Wi-Fi connectivity. So on the back of this, you'll notice one USB port here. Here you'll notice the SpeedIF, which is your optical out. Here's your AV plug, so if you have those older components that take RCA jacks, this will split the signal into video and audio for you. Of course, over here, you have your HDMI out, and that's how I have this little small box hooked up to the HD input on my TV set. Here's your Ethernet cable. If you don't have an Ethernet cable and you have Wi-Fi, this will work well for you. And then over here you have the jack, the input jack for your 5-volt signal, and it does come with its own power supply, and it will take any 5-volt signal, not a problem. On the side, or actually on the back, it has some really cool interconnectivity, if you will. I love this. It has an SD MMC card, so if you actually pull out the card that's in your camera, which is typically an SD card, you can plug it right here, and now you can watch and control this remote control, because it comes with a nice little remote control. Here's what the remote control looks like. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. But it has its own remote control. And here you get 3 additional USBs. Well, why do you need 4 USBs? You have 1, 2, 3, and one right up here is 4. Because you have the ability to use a wired mouse and a keyboard in 2 of these slots. And in the other 2 slots, you can put a USB or a multimedia drive, whatever you want, an external hard drive. So you have a lot of ways to connect. You don't have to use the mouse and the keyboard. You can click around on this and move the mouse up and down and hit the select key. It definitely works, but it's kludgy. Why would you want to do that when you have enough inputs for a wired mouse and a wired keyboard? That's what I prefer to use. Also, as I mentioned before, it does have a handy dandy remote. And some of these, I believe, even come with Bluetooth capability. So in terms of connectivity, this has it all. Now, what am I going to do with it? What does it do? Well, let's switch over to camera 2 right now and take a look at what the interface looks like. So essentially, you're going to have this box. And as I said, the output here is going to go to your HD TV input, which will bring in the sound and the video, and you're all set to go. You're going to definitely plug it into the 5-volt power supply. If you don't have voltage to power the box, it's not going to work. So let's take a peek at camera 2, and this is the actual interface that you're going to see when you plug this on. Now, what you're going to use to turn this on and off is very simple. Here's the remote control, and the remote has all the typical functions: on, off. You can click one button, click to the web. You can control your volume. You can go home, and we'll show you what that is in a minute. And you can scroll up, down, and also get all your menu keys. So it's a fully functional remote, very similar to the type that you would have on any media player or any TV set. It's very similar. Actually, it's identical. So that comes with it also. So you're going to get the remote, the little Android box, as they call it. And also, you're going to get your MX Plus and also the power pack. So you're going to go to the back of this unit, as I said, and you're going to hook it up to the HDMI output here. And this is then going to go to your input on your one of your input jacks on the TV that you have, or the monitor. I'm using a 48-inch monitor. So let's take a look, as I said, at the output of this. And this is what's going to happen when you turn it on. I didn't even bother to adjust the time because I didn't bother, but essentially I'm going to run you through some of the cool things that this will do. Now, I am actually using a mouse, and you can see me all over the place with the mouse. And right now, the first thing that I would do if I were you when you turn this on is I would go to the settings, which is right here. And when you go to the settings, you have certainly a familiar interface. Right off the bat, you're going to go to your network, at least I would, and this is going to connect it up. So you'll notice here that my Wi-Fi is connected. I'm not using an Ethernet cable, and it also has the ability to take in any type of VPN, virtual private network. So that's all good. So what I would do is I would go in the settings. I would certainly hook up the internet, my Wi-Fi first. If you don't have Wi-Fi and you just want to use the cable, go for it. Here's your display settings. You're just going to click on that, and it will give you options: screen position, screen rotation, daydream, hide the status bar. And here you have your choice of resolutions, and you'll notice You can put it to auto switch for best resolution. I already set mine to 1080p, so this definitely does 1080p. That is a good thing, and as I said, it works really well. So let's go back to the settings. Actually, I will go back home on this. And other settings that you have the ability to fool around with is sound, apps, storage, and about. So let's go into the apps. And as I said, this is a Droid operating system. So these are the downloaded apps that you have already loaded onto this system. That's very important that you realize that this comes action-packed and loaded with all kinds of neat goodies right off the bat. It will show you what apps you have that are downloaded, what your system apps are, and what your running apps are. So all that's well and good, and you can add to that at any point in time. You just essentially go to the App Store, if you will, just like you would any other Android device, and load what you want. Here, I'm going to go to the apps now, and this will actually show you. I have Gallery, I have the Play Store, just like you would see on your Droid system. You have Google settings, browser, yada yada, the whole thing. App Installer is where you will install additional apps if you want them. And they have all kinds of free things that are very good. An MX player that will play any type of movie or video that you have. So it's definitely something that's well packed right out of the chute. So here's the part that I think is really cool. Now again, this is a full web browser, no question about it. So there it is. If I want to look up the Gadget Professor, right now I'm typing on a keyboard and a mouse plugged in. So I'm just going to go if I could spell, that would be helpful here. The Gadget Professor. And I couldn't spell, but it's just like any other browser. And there we go. Boom. And it's fairly fast. So it brings everything up nice. And there's all the episodes. So as you can see, it's a fully functional browser. If I want to go to CNET, I'll just go cnet.com. Hit return, and as fast as your browser, as fast as your internet connection is, that's how fast you will get where you need to go. It works very well, and what I like about it is the machine, the system here is actually functional with the mouse and keyboard, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So you can see that this acts just like a regular browser, no issues with that, and it tells you it's loading back forward. It has all the regular keys and works very well. So let's get back home, and we've discussed the web, we've discussed the settings, apps, Explorer. Now here's two things. One, if you want to add an app, here's how you do it. So you're just going to add an app from here. These apps are the ones that are loaded. Really, you're just going to go to the Play Store, and that was already on there. I didn't have to add it, but when I go to the Play Store, it will take just a second to configure. This is the first time I've actually had it on. You're going to log in with your email account, and you're just going to go next, and boom, you'll be in the Play Store, and you can search for whatever you want. You don't have to use Google if you don't want to. Now, here's the part that's very cool, and pay attention to this. This is called Kodi, and if you click on Kodi, it's going to bring up the Kodi interface. By the way, Kodi comes fully loaded on this. It comes fully loaded, and right here it has music, programs. Again, this is all functional by your mouse or by the clicker that's on your little key, the keystrokes using your remote control. But if you put pictures here, any pictures that you had on a USB stick or any facsimile thereof will work quite well. That will show you that, and it gives you all kinds of options. And let's go back. And pictures, music, programs, system. But I'm going to go over to videos. And again, this is preloaded. So I'm going to go to videos, and I'm going to go down to this crouton here, already loaded, called Phoenix. And it doesn't look familiar because you're probably not familiar with this. But I'm just going to tell you, if you go on to Phoenix, you can watch TV. You can watch all kinds of things here. Cartoons, pretty much whatever you want. One of the things that's kind of interesting, and I'm going to go back one click here. If I go into Genesis, which is also preloaded, So I'm just going to double click on this. You'll notice that it brings you into a movie menu. No, I'm not suggesting that you do this or suggesting that you don't do this. I'm just showing you that this exists. So if you were to go into latest movies and let's say double click on this, if you were to load some software on there, which by the way is totally free, if you were to load some software on there, and I can put you to the links that will allow you to do that, what will happen is you'll load perhaps current movies, perhaps not. I'm not suggesting that you do this, but I'm suggesting that if you were to look up Kodi, K-O-D-I, on the internet, you'll find tons of things about Kodi and tons of way that you can just go into this device, very simply to the MQ Plus device, and just download different types of programs and servers that may perhaps bring you to maybe some movies. I don't know. I'm not recommending that you do this by any stretch of the imagination, but people are known to do that. So that said, that it's already loaded in maybe 10 minutes worth of very simple work, looking at a YouTube site or whatever, you may find some interesting things that you want to watch using this MQ Plus. I don't know. Again, I'm just suggesting it. Now, you may be asking, how much does this cost and is it going to break the bank? Well, actually, let's take a look at that. You can actually purchase these devices relatively inexpensively if you were interested in getting one. If you just do a Google search for MQ Plus Pro or MQ Plus, anything like that, you'll come upon all kinds of websites. So these things actually cost between $26 and $35. They're all pretty much the same. They may have a different title or name, but they all do the same, and they all have Kodi wired on there. Here's one M9 Plus TV box. They have different processors. This one has Bluetooth in it. This one for $29 doesn't. The prices, again, are all within that vicinity. You can go crazy and buy some real heavy-duty boxes. They might run you up to $50 to $80 even, but the run-of-the-mills run anywhere between $25 and $35, and I think they're a really, really cool gadget. If you don't want to run Kodi, it's already installed. You don't have to. But you can run any Android app that you want, paid apps, unpaid apps, whatever you have, free apps, and it's very simple to do. So if you have a spare monitor floating around, this indeed may be a very cool gadget to get for Christmas. I will have all the links that you may need to do whatever it is that you want to do on this Kodi box, and they're pretty cool and they work pretty well. All right, let's get rolling on here. Let's take a look at some apps of the day. And I got to tell you, I got apps. Man, have I got apps. So this one is very cool. I actually tried this out. Kodi Listening app. If you are hard of hearing or deaf or going deaf like I am, this is a hearing aid app. So you load this on. It's perfectly free. By the way, if you have the Kodi, if you go to the Kodi hearing aid store and get the Kodi hearing aids, they'll wire you up really quick with this. But it's basically an app, and it will help you hear things better, particularly music and things of that nature, using this app to play things through. It's kind of neat, and if you have hearing aids that will hook up to this Kodi Listening app, you will like that even more. So you may want to check that out. Now, here's an app that I actually love. I just stumbled across it maybe 2-3 weeks ago. It's called Pixlr. And Pixlr is totally free, and what it is it's a really heavy-duty app. Let me get back on that. Heavy-duty app for photographers, and this is a little blog that shows things that were created, photographs that were actually touched up using Pixlr. And they have several modes. You can actually buy the software, or you can use it online. They have a desktop application, and you can download that. And this is what it looks like. To buy it is very economical. It's $1.99 per month or $15 per year. I would venture to say that once you use it just one time, you'll be hooked on this and you'll want to use it almost daily. It does a wonderful job, as you can see. All kinds of special effects and enhancements are a snap, literally, to turn your photographs into works of art. These were all done in minutes using Pixlr. So definitely check that out. And if you have a mobile phone, which I'm sure you do, you may want to check out the App Store, either in the your App Store for the iPhone or the Google Play Store for the Droid folks. They come in both flavors, if you will. It's very, very nice, and I do have it on my phone. I do use it. All right. What I'm going to focus in now, and I get this question all the time. Hey, Gadget Professor, I want another line. I want another phone line, but I don't want to buy another phone. Is there any way that I can do that for free? Of course, everything's for free. But the answer is yes, you can do it for free. And actually, yes, you can do it for slightly more than free. It's not really that expensive. Let's take a look at some of these apps, these devices that will allow you to, the software that will allow you to get extra phone lines. Well, the one that's the creme de la creme, and the one that I actually use for one of my businesses, is called Grasshopper. And essentially what their byline is turn the world into your office. And this definitely does. Grasshopper lets you run businesses using your cell phones. You can keep your existing number. You can get a toll-free number or a local number. You can have multiple extensions. So this thing is like on steroids, really, for a second phone line. Multiple extensions. You can have call forwarding to mobile phones, voice mails, even transcribed. You don't need any new hardware, and you can also send business text messages. It's a very well-run, very efficient service. I've been using Grasshopper for many years, and it's really cool, and you have a 30-day free tryout for that. And they have different tiers, if you will, different tier levels that you can actually subscribe to if you choose to buy the service. And it also works with the Android system and the iOS, so definitely check that out. Take a quick peek at the pricing here. It's very reasonable. They have a pay-as-you-go. It's $12 a month. They'll charge you $6 a minute. But for $24 a month, you're going to get 500 minutes free. You're going to get one toll free, a local number, unlimited extensions, and lots of crazy activation. So you can see there's 4 plans to choose from, and they all work pretty well, and that's the one I would recommend if you want something and you're willing to pay a little bit of money. Here's another app. This is called Hush Feed, and you can talk and message quietly. Pick up a second phone number on your phone with the Hushed Burner phone, fast and free. Keep your real phone number hidden for work, dating, Airbnb, or Craigslist. You can do anonymous texting and calling, voicemails, auto replies, and if you really want to throw the phone away when you're done, you can do that. And this is available on both the Android system and the iOS. No swapping SIMs, 40 countries, voice calling, pay-as-you-go, text and SMS messages, and customizable voicemail. So there are a lot of things that this will do. And again, I'm just showing you these apps so that maybe you want to try them out. Now, what's nice about this is they have a free trial for 3 days. If you like it, you can buy a plan for $2. $2 for the week. If you want to go 30 days, it's $4, so on and so forth. So you can decide if this is for you. There's a lot of different apps, but these are essentially disposable phone numbers. A variety of reasons you want to use these. Some people use them for illegal purposes. I am not a big fan of that. I'm actually really against that because it creates havoc, and we have enough havoc in the world. But if you have a need for a second phone number, you might want to check these out. This is called Sideline, this next one. And Sideline allows you to add a business number to your smartphone. You can separate your work life from your regular life. You have 2 numbers, 1 phone, and again, these are very economically priced, if you will. Here's an individual plan. It's going to cost you $0, so you're getting this for free, all right, for free. You're going to choose a local area code number. You can port your existing work numbers, carrier reliability, unlimited texting, custom voicemail greetings, auto text replies, never pay for U.S. calling, and use your minutes, unlimited or not. That's your free version. If you want to remove ads, it's going to cost you $5 a month. So again, these are very economically priced. You need to check them out and see what it is that you actually want to do, which one's best for you. And there's quite a few of them. Here's another one. This is called Flip. This one is used a lot. Flip gives you the highest quality calling and texting for multiple phone numbers, all from your personal device. This is a very elegant, nice, nicely executed type of app for this type of functionality, really, if you want something like that. And this is free, so check that out. This service, Burner, is just an app that you're going to load on your phone. It's free. Burner is your other phone number that you can use as your work number for Craigslist, all kinds of dating services. We're not going to get into that. That's out of the range of this show. But when you don't want someone to have your real number, this is what you would use. And many times on Craigslist, you don't know who or what you're dealing with, and you may have a need for that. So there you go. This is an excellent article. It talks about what is a burner phone, and there's a variety of flavors of burner phones. If you're new to this or not sure what it is you want, this is a very brief article that explains in great detail what a burner phone is and also offers a service that they offer. So a good article, that's why I put it up. Now, here's a piece of software that I think you're really going to enjoy. Did you ever have a situation where you want to capture something on the screen? If you're using a Windows machine, it's actually built in, but this is a better flavor of that. It's totally free. It's called Screenshot Capture. This is version 4. And this is screen capture on steroids. It gives you a thumbnail browser. You can highlight things in any color you want. It's adjustable. It's simple to use. You can discard an image, save an image, print an image, send the image through an email, send a bunch of images, send it to the clipboard. Pretty much anything you need to do when it comes to screen capture, this particular software will do. It's totally free. It's called Screenshot Capture version 4. Check it out. It's great, and of course, it's free. Now, I needed this. It's called Bookmark Checker. I needed it bad. I have bookmarks of bookmarks of bookmarks. I must have 50 of the same bookmarks, and I have 1,000 bookmarks. So I got Bookmark Checker. I added it to my Chrome browser. What Bookmark Checker does for me is it scans my favorite bookmarks for broken or dead links, and it deletes and empties duplicate bookmarks and folders. I must have had 60 or 70 broken links over the years, taking up all this space, and it drives me nuts because when I have to search for a bookmark, I don't remember what it was called, but when I see the name of it, I'll know it. I'm searching through literally hundreds of bookmarks. It drives me nuts. So Bookmark Checker came to my rescue and eliminated all the duplicates. And there were a lot of considerable duplicates that I had. And now I am going to bounce a page off you folks out there that I think you will absolutely love. Kind of an early Christmas present. This site is called Archive.org. Your taxpayer money actually don't pay for this. This is a cool site. It is a non-for-profit library of millions, and I mean millions, of free books, free movies, free software, free music, free websites, and a ton of other insanely interesting things. Let's take a peek at it. It is called Archive.org, and you can just look through this and see all the things that it has. Hundreds of thousands of different resources have been archived on this, and you could spend months on this site. Great for kids, great for you, and if you want to listen to music, this is cool. How cool is this? Here is 78 RPMs and cylinder recordings. Not that this is mainstream, but they have so many esoteric and cool things. Here's comedy and films, 294 old comedies and films. Animation shorts, I love that. Here's classic TV. Big fan here of classic TV, who isn't? So if you essentially click on that, here you go. Groucho Marx, the 1960 presidential campaign, Bonanza, The Lone Ranger. Who doesn't like The Lone Ranger? Sherlock Holmes, the Beverly Hillbillies, the Beverly Hillbillies. This Is Your Life, Jackie Gleason, Dragnet, No Time for Sergeants. You get the picture. This goes on and on and on with just fantastic entertainment. It streams flawlessly and it's totally free. You gotta love this, and I've been all over this. I'm a big fan of old-time radio. Everybody knows that if you watch the Gadget Professor show. And if you're in your, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you're gonna love this. You can listen for thousands of hours of all the popular old-time radio shows. I just like listening to the Have Gun Will Travel, just the commercials, the Rinso Blue commercials. It's all really cool. It brings back great memories. I love Groucho Marx. This is really a lot of fun. The Orson Welles Theater, really fine quality entertainment. And I gotta tell you, radio years ago was really an integral part of the American family. I remember I used to collect radios when I was a kid, but I loved listening to the radio. And it actually trained you to listen. And today with the TV, you get the visual and the audio, of course, but you forget to listen. Also, it pushed the family together because there was no TV, and the coolest thing was just to sit and get these signals from all over the world and listen to radio. And everybody would sit by the radio and listen to Amos and Andy or whatever it may be, and it was a lot of fun, and I kind of wish we could go back to that era, but this site will let you do that. And let's take one quick peek at one of the last pages that I think you're going to enjoy. Again, it's all free on this archive.org site, and it's called the Movies page. Here's feature films, short films, sci-fi, horror, stock footage, comedy films, silent films, all kinds of things. Collection center of the best films ever made. This is all at your disposal. It streams flawlessly, and I really think you'll enjoy it. And of course, yes, the Three Stooges are available for free on this archive.org. So I think you'll definitely enjoy that. Check it out. And I wish everybody a very, very happy holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and a happy Hanukkah. And I will be celebrating Hanukkah myself very shortly. So that will wrap it up. I will see everybody next week. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Bain, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.